Well, this evening I thought we could do a quiet practice. So I'm sitting on the floor. I've got blocks, bolster and bricks. So I'm going to start in Adho Mukha Virasana. So putting the toes together and taking the knees apart and sitting back on the heels. If you can't do that because it's painful on your knees or your thighs are tight, remember you can always use a block here, or if your knees are sore, and sometimes it's nice to do this anyway, you could put a blanket at the back of the knees and come down in this way. So from here, keep the weight down on the thighs and come forwards with the hands. Now, keep pressing the tops of the thighs down and stretch your hands a little more forwards. Extend the front body and bring the head down. If the head doesn't easily come to the floor, you can always take a block and rest your head on the block. Rest the forehead on the block and spread the fingers out, middle fingers straight forwards. And press your fingers down into the ground. Take your thumbs away from your little fingers. Lift the elbows and lift the inner upper arms. Feel the front of the feet and the shin bones on the ground. And move from the knees back to the tops of the thighs by pressing on the hands to move the legs in a backwards direction and to keep the weight of the buttocks onto the feet. But extend, you might like to lift and extend the spine forwards. Rest the forehead. Soften your face. Breathe into the back body. And have an attitude of slowing down. Becoming more present. Feeling quiet. And then coming up, lift the head, come back. So we're going to sit in Virasana now. So here I'm going to have my knees together and the feet apart. So if you can't comfortably come and sit on the floor between your feet, then you can use these blocks between the big toe joints and the ankles here. You can use as many blocks as you need and come back and sit between them. Ideally, you want to have the front of the knee quite square rather than rolling too far in. So the front of the shins are moving more to the ground and the front of the feet also. And all the toes are on the ground, the ankles gripping in. Hands by the hips and lift up. Make sure the weight is back on the buttock bones, the ribs stay in. Just look straight ahead and we'll turn to the right. So bring the outer left hand here onto the right knee, right hand by the sacrum and turn. Keep both shins and feet pressing down and lift the body up. Come back to the front, lift up, breathe in and turn to the left. Keep the movements quite fluid and soft and keep the shoulder blades on the back. Use your hands like levers. Come back to the front. You won't be able to see with the camera at this angle, but take the arms up. Keep the shoulders down. Press your shins down. Grip your outer legs. Turn to the right. Lift up through the side body. Come back to the front. Turn to the left. Back to the front, arms down. And then another way of turning, I'll show you from the side. So we're here, we can come forwards and take your left arm onto the outside of your right knee. Right hand on the lower back and turn up to the ceiling. If you can't come down this low, you could just have your forearm or your hand against your leg. Come back up and we'll turn to the left. Take the right arm across and rotate. And come back up. Right, let's come to sitting cross-legged. Of course, you can carry on sitting on a block. You don't want your knees to be too high. Cross the right leg in front of the left leg. Bring the feet under the knees. Lift up. Let's turn to the right. So you can take the palm here and take the right hand to the sacrum. Lift and turn. Keep both sides of the body long. Keep the shoulder blades back on the back. Use the hands just to turn the abdomen and chest a little more. Come to the front, lift up, turn. So keep the shoulders down. Keep the whole body lifting up from the hips and keep both sides of the body straight. Don't sort of curve into the left side. Come back to the front. Take the hands forwards. Keep the body long. Keep the legs moving back into the buttocks so we're not tipping forwards. And just see, can you come forwards and stretch forwards, keeping the whole body long. You can let your head go. Use your hands pressing on the ground to keep the weight of the buttocks down. Use your out breath to soften the action, and in this softening and release you may find that your body would easily move a little more forwards. Keep the back body long. Keep the front of the spine extending. See it as a movement forwards rather than necessarily down. Come all the way up. Swap the legs so you've got the left foot in front. Lift up, turn to the right. Keep even on the buttocks. Lift your chest a little more and turn. Don't extend your head beyond the breastbone. to the front and turn to the left. Shoulder left, right shoulder blade particularly down and still on the back. Lift the chest, look up slightly. Back to the front, hands forwards. Keep long. Come forward in stages. Keep the weight on the buttocks. Feel that the knees are moving back towards the tops of the thighs. Keep the body extending. Breathe in, feel the back body when you breathe in. You can even imagine breathing into the hips. You can let your head go, but don't curve the upper back. Keep the back spine moving in and the front spine extending forwards. And then come all the way up. Now I've set the mat up like this because I want us to do some forward bends, which are quietening and drawing your attention inside. If you feel that extending your legs forwards like this, your body is going to slump back, then you will need to sit on one of these blocks or two to give you a little more height. If you can't reach your feet without curving your spine, then you'll need a belt to catch your toes. And you may also need a blanket or something to support any knees that won't settle on the floor. Now, we're going to do these forward bends all on one side and then all on the other. So I'm going to start off with Janu Sirsasana. So extend your left leg and bend your right leg. Draw it to the body and then pick up the foot. And if you can, bring the heel into its own thigh. Try not to let this foot go underneath the extending leg. Now, if this knee is up in the air, support it. Now, if you're using a belt, you put it around the ball of your foot and lift up. Keep your hands separate. Keep both buttocks evenly down. Lengthen the body. To come forwards, really press the left leg down, extend the heel. Press the ball of the foot into the belt and pull on the belt to lift and open the body. Turn the body towards the left side. Now, if you can extend forwards, you may be able to hold your outer foot and still keep the body long. If not, just hold the belt. All right. So here, and then with the left hand, I can place that on the side by my knee, and this will help me to turn the body. So take it slowly and come a little bit more forwards if you can, using the hand on the floor to keep the abdomen turning, the chest, the breastbone, the collarbones turning, the leg pressing down. The right thigh stays rotating back behind you. It doesn't roll forwards. Keep both buttocks even. Come forward slowly, keeping that long front body. If you can still keep all this, you can hold your foot or bend your elbows and hold your belt. And then in the end, the head comes a little beyond the knee. The right side of the body comes down. The left side of the body moves to the left. Just take a couple of breaths into the back body, feel quiet. Keep your face soft. And then come up. Now, Trianga Mukha Pada Paschimottanasana, we're going to turn this foot. And for most people, I think sitting on a block will be the best option. The foot is at the side of the block, and this is to allow you to have evenness in the hips. If the hips aren't even now, if you've got one tipping up, then sit even higher. Also, the thighs face up to the ceiling, and this foot extends. Use your belt if necessary. So you lift up, come forwards with a straight body. Keep these collarbones open. Hold your foot. Spend a moment here pressing the long leg down into the ground and lifting up. Press also the right shin down. And then when you can bend your elbows and come a little bit more forwards. Keeping the front body long. Think of your heart. You need lots of space around it. So think of the back spine moving into the body to maintain this space. Keep your neck long. Keep the weight even on both buttocks. Your face soft, and breathe into the back body. There needs to be some rest or repose in the pose. So find somewhere that is extending but comfortable and sustainable. And then come up. And then Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. We're bringing this foot up onto the thigh and perhaps all the way up into the abdomen. Perhaps your knee will be up and then you will need to support it here. Or perhaps this is impossible, in which case you can put your foot onto a brick here. If it's just unobtainable, repeat the first forward bend. Eventually the heel comes into the lower abdomen and the knee comes to the ground. You lift up, use your belt or take your foot, lift up here, open chest, and then bend the elbows. Take your time to move into the pose, turning the body towards the straight leg, extending both sides of the body, face soft, neck long, release. Find a quiet spot. And then coming up, and Narisyasana. For most people here, I would sit on a block, bend the right leg here, hold the shin, lift up. So to come forwards, we're going to come forwards on the inside of the knee without allowing the knee to drop out too far. So you may want to take your belt or your foot and lift up here. Then you can keep hold of your foot or belt and come forward, simply gripping the knee into the side body, keeping the big toe on the right foot firm, the inner heel. Or if you can, take the arms around the legs, hold hands or hold the left wrist, and the arm will help to grip the outer right leg in and continue to stretch forwards. Keep your neck long. Keep breathing into the front and back body. I'm mentioning the back body because it's probably a little less prominent in our awareness usually. And then coming up, Paschimottanasana, both legs extending forwards. You can stay on your block or come onto the ground. Lift your arms as long as that is all right with your back. Come forwards, take both feet, big toes move away, little toes come back towards you. Lengthen the front body, use your belt if need be. Breathe in, then breathe out. Come forwards. Keep the front body long. Keep your elbows high to keep your chest open. Keep pressing down the calves, the thighs, extending the navel away from the pubic bone and the breastbone away from the navel. Lengthen the back of your neck. Maybe you can breathe a little more slowly. And then come all the way up. Release. Now, the other side. Keep the right foot, right leg long, and turn the left leg out. Of course, each side may be very different. Turn the body towards the right leg. Stretch forwards. Now here you can hold your belt. Once you're here, take your left hand to your outer foot and your right hand by your knee. Extend and turn. Breathe in. As you breathe out, come forwards. Just press the leg down, the long leg. Extend the heel. Turn the body slightly. Lengthen the left side, move it down. Pubic bone moves towards the right leg. Right hip moves back. Lengthen the neck. Keep the face soft. Be somewhere you can enjoy this opportunity to become quiet, to move inside, to feel your body breathing and to release with the out breath. Coming up, using the brick, Triangle Mukhaikapada Paschimottanasana. So this left leg into Virasana. The thighs look up at the ceiling. The foot is on the outside of the hip. The shin is pressing down. Lift up, breathe in. Come forwards. Hold the foot. Extend the body, open the chest. Just see what happens. Lengthen the neck. How is your forehead? How are your eyes? Teeth, lips, mouth, tongue, all soft. Feel the breath in the side body. Let go a little and your body will take itself into the pose. And then coming up, Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. You can stay on the brick by all means. Pick up the foot. Bring the foot here. Now this leg is not quite as obedient for me, so I put my knee on a blanket. Lift up, come forwards. Take time to get length in the front body. Bend the elbows. Keep the throat soft. Keep the shoulders away from your ears. Keep lengthening the body. Feel the ribs spreading out away from the spine with the in-breath. And then coming all the way up. Maritsyasana. Sitting on the brick probably, just so that it becomes a little more accessible. Lift up, lengthen, arms with the belt or holding the foot. Breathe in, come forwards. Now if you can, you can even roll your left arm in a little, take it around the back. Grasp the wrist or hold hands. Keep the left buttock down, the inner left foot down. Lengthen pubic bone to navel to breastbone. Release the neck. Release and soften the head. Be with your breath. Feel that it's not only in the chest you're breathing, but every cell is breathing. So don't hold anywhere too tightly. And then coming up, release the leg, Paschimottanasana. Both legs, remember you can sit on the block if need be. Lift up, lengthen, come forwards. Press the legs down and lift up away from them. Keep the collarbones spreading, chest open. Grip the legs, press the thighs down. Extend the calves, extend the heels. Breathe in. If you can extend really well, then you can hold hands or hold the back of your wrist with one hand, but keep length in the body. Keep the elbows lifted. We want to stretch, but we don't want to strain or hold too tight and restrict our bodies. We want to make space for prana to circulate. Breathe easily and soften with your out breath. And then after all that forward bending, you may like to just do a twist here, just clearing a space so I can show you. Just lie down, take your arms out at shoulder height, bring your knees together, your feet together, breathe in and take your knees to your right elbow. Let them hover unless you're menstruating or this hurts your back. Turn your top of the body to the left. Come back to the center. Breathe in. As you breathe out, go to the left. Keep both shoulders down. Keep the thighs near to the body, moving towards the left elbow. Come back. Place the feet down. Relax today. As I have a settee, you can lie out completely flat if you choose. But as I have a settee, I'm going to, or you could use a chair. Put the shins on the chair. And if need be, you can always have a slim blanket for your head. And if you do use a blanket, then make sure you bring it up to your shoulders. Put your hands on your shoulders, press the elbows down, tuck the shoulder blades under. Glasses have to be removed, and turning the arms out, take them away from the body. Lengthen the back of the neck. Make sure the head isn't tipping back. Feel your breath and use your out breath to release your whole body onto the supports. You might want to extend your heels away from your calves. The feet turn out. The arms turn out. The pelvis moves towards the feet. The shoulder blades tuck under the back. Release your head and your neck. Release all holding on. Give yourself up to your supports. Soften the whole body. Allowing the muscles to spread. Release the tongue in the mouth. Soften, around the lips and jaw. Let your eyes sink in their sockets. Be aware of the space we have created in the body. And feel every cell breathing. Each out breath drawing you a little further inside. Immersing yourself into your peace, your quiet place. And you can stay here as long as you choose. When you're ready to return, you can bring your hands to your abdomen and roll onto your right side to come back up.